and thanks for the opportunity to the organizers as well as to the chairperson and co-chairperson of the dais. First, let me brief about our company. Definitely.
Yeah, better, because we have only just 15 minutes.
Sure. I am Karthik from HPCL Mittal Pipelines. It's an 100% subsidiary of HMEL, means HPCL Mittal Energy Limited. We have recently commissioned a grassroots refinery at Bathinda, for which HMPL is the transporter of the crude oil. In 2009, we have started the construction of the pipeline of 1,000 kilometers, which is of 28-inch and 30-inch diameter. In 2011, in 2 years span, we could able to commission the pipeline, and last 3.5 years, more than 3.5 years, we are successfully running the pipeline without any downtime. As I was telling you, at Punjab, in Bathinda, we are having a refinery for which the composition is we are having a single point mooring, SPM at Mundra port. Through vessels, we import the crude, and we are having a crude oil terminal at Mundra in Gujarat, which has a capacity of 8,40,000 KL, of around 14 tanks, with 60,000 KL each. And from the crude oil terminal, we transport the crude through pumping system from Mundra, where is the mother pumping station, and to transport this 1,000-kilometer line, the crude oil, we have the only intermediate pumping station at around in the midpoint in 1,000 kilometers, sorry, in 500 kilometers. This is the graphical representation in the map we have shown. The brief details is the capacity of the refinery is 9 million metric ton. In the last financial year, we have achieved 9.3 million metric ton, rather 103%. The 1,017 kilometers is divided into two parts, 424 kilometer of 28-inch dia, where the intermediate pumping station is installed, and the next is 593 kilometers of 30-inch dia. Thicknesses varies. As we were discussing about the coating, the entire pipeline is of 3LP coated. We have sectionalizing valve stations of 27 numbers, approximately of around 20 kilometers each. And we have 4 future pumping stations. Since whatever the refinery we have built in is for the future expansion too, which can take up a capacity of 18 million metric ton, for which the pipeline is already capable enough to take care. This is the pipeline elevation profile. If you see, the starting is the dispatch terminal we have shown as DT, and whatever IPS we have shown is the intermediate pigging stations as well as the future pumping stations. So out of, we are having 5 pigging stations, in which one presently is operated as a pumping station. That is at IPS 3. As I was briefing you earlier slides, the commissioning we have carried out, we have done it successfully in August 2011. So these are the philosophies we have followed during the process of commissioning. First, we have done the air purging of around 2 to 4 kg. Thereafter, we have pre-flushed the water with 14 kilometers. Thereafter, the first pig was launched, which is a cup pig. Rather, all the three pigs we have used during the commissioning, which is of unidirectional cup pigs. The third one, strategically, what we have done is, in all the sections, the third pig was installed with the transmitter, so that the first two pigs, if we couldn't able to be tracked, there also we can able to succeed during the tracking of the third pig. Since in each section 3 pigs were launched, the third pig was with the transmitter, the pig transmitter and receiver. So it is brief about the sections. The entire pipeline of Mundra Bhatinda is divided into 6 sections with a maximum of 219 kilometers. During the commissioning, in the second section, that is of the 148 kilometer section, between from one intermediate picking station, that is 1 to the next intermediate picking station 2, we have faced the problem, which I will be narrating in the next slides. So between COT, that is the crude oil terminal, and the next IPS 1, all the 3 pigs were received successfully, and the received pigs were in good condition. But the problem started in the second section itself. That the first pig was received, of course, but it was in a very damaged condition. And the second pig also, after a slippage of around 50% or 60%, we could able to receive, but that is also in a bad condition. Third pig was not received at all. You people can understand that refinery is ready, and we were carrying out the commissioning. The crude supposed to reach and the refinery is supposed to start. But in the second section itself, out of 6 sections, the third pig, thereafter the crude flows, but the third pig we didn't receive at all. We lost the transmitter trace. We couldn't able to trace at all. It, the transmitter works with the battery, and it apparently the transmitter stopped working. So after 3 days, that is after 72 hours, we were trying to trace, we were trying to open the barrel and check whether we are receiving the pig or not. At the receiving barrel, we have not received the pig at all. But it is directly related, as I was telling, it is directly related with the refinery startup. So we thought of continuing the picking operation from the launching the pig on the next slide, next section onwards, so that the refinery can start up. So the next 4 sections, that is out of 6, the second section we had the problem, and the next 4 sections we continued the pigging, we continued the commissioning, and everywhere we were successful. All the 3 pigs were received in good conditions. Now, we are discussing about how we have strategized for the removal of the stuck-up pig. As the line was successfully commissioned, thereafter we sought the suggestion of the PMC that what is the procedure to be followed, or what are the methodologies available to be adapted to take out the stuck-up pig. After all, it has to be removed because we are talking about the pipeline integrity. So after long deliberations, the PMC has come out with the hot tapping. That will be the only one solution through which the stuck-up pig can be removed. But the major issue was, hot tapping can be carried out, but where the stuck-up pig is lying, of 150 kilometer long pipeline, where the stuck-up pig is a question mark, big question mark. And moreover, there were also the matter of time, cost, risk involved. Because when we talk about hot tapping, there is a branch connection to be made, hot tapping to be made, so the pipeline needs shutdown, which the refinery doesn't allow because it directly relates with the revenue. The damaged condition of first and second pig indicated that the third pig was not received, must be in very damaged condition. I will show you in the next slides the photographs of first and second pig to have a feel.
May I request you one thing? Please come on the topic subject quickly.
Sure.
Because you have spent more time than
Yeah,
allotted
yeah,
already.
yeah. Right, sir.
And
Sure.
I don't want to stop it at the critical point.
Sure.
So please come quickly on
Okay,
that.
okay. These things we have discussed early. Rather, just for we have achieved 9 million metric ton with the stuck-up pig in the last financial year.
Obviously, it is bypassing. So let's go quickly.
So
Yeah.
this is the images of the first pig we have received. If you see the images, you can feel how the impact within the pipeline section, so that the body of the pig was severely damaged. This is the first pig, and this one is the second pig. So first pig was very severely damaged, and second was to the extent, yes, it is well damaged. So we were facing the challenges. Whomsoever was associated in the project had left after the commissioning. There was only skeleton manpower of pipeline O&M because of the new organization. The O&M background was very feeble, and this is the only pipeline to cater the feed crude oil to the refinery. The refinery was operating in full phase. It is difficult to afford any eventuality which could lead to pipeline shutdown. So the entire pipeline was not picked for more than 2 years since the date of commissioning. So during the course of operation, the efficiency of the pipeline were different in each sections. So reduction in the efficiency of the pipeline confirmed muck sludge deposits in the pipeline. And as we were discussing in the last 2 days, muck and sludge was detrimental to pipeline integrity, to the health of the pipeline. Hence, it was realized stuck-up pig is to be removed and threat to the pipeline integrity. The location of the stuck-up pig was unknown. There was a possibility of stoppage of new pig if we launch to remove the stuck-up pig in the pipeline. That may choke the pipeline and block the crude flow so that it may cascade to the refinery shutdown. So stoppage of crude flow to the refinery was unaffordable. Different experts in the industry, we got the suggestions from them, opinions from them. They suggested to come out with, again, the hot tapping only. So it was decided to proceed step by step to minimize the risk. So one of the solutions was to launch the wide pig with the transmitter that would stop at the location of stuck-up pig. However, there was a chance that the transmitter of the new pig may not work either, as happened in the earlier case. So again, launching a wide pig with the transmitter is not the viable solution. So we have sent our team members to different workshops, seminars, and we contacted different experts in the industries. Thereafter, we have come out with a thought process that, first of all, how to start the pigging. As 2 years the pigging was not carried out, first we thought that पीछे से चालू करता है, means whatever the 6 sections were there, पीछे से चालू करता है. So first we wanted to understand how much sludge or muck is there in the pipeline as well as the throughness of the pipeline. So for which, what we did is, we started in the reverse order of the pigging. Generally we are supposed to start from the mother station and we have to end up in the receive terminal. But in this section, in this case, as a strategy, we started from the last section in the reverse order, like it is indicated in the image. So what is the methodology to be followed for the removal of stuck-up pig? It was perceived that breast pig or cup pig or the bidide pig may stop in the middle if obstructions posed by dent or ovality or protruded section of any tapping or as well as the large quantity of accumulated muck is encountered. Hence, we thought that use of foam pick will be the better option. It may either squeeze or disintegrate in case of any obstruction that may be encountered within the pipeline. As well as it will give a fair idea about the thoroughness of the pipeline. The question is, there are different types of foam picks are available in the market. So which type of foam pick is to be used and what should be the diameter of the foam pick? So first we thought that as a safer side, we have selected the MD foam pick, that is the medium density foam pick, with 100% inner dia of the pipe. So in the first section we have launched, these are the basic details. If we are talking of three types of foam pick, the low density which is having the density of 16 to 32 and medium, most of you are aware. So the medium density we have selected in the first section, which is of 80 kg per meter cube. So which was launched. The picks could not be traced in SV as well as in the crossing locations by conventional tracking method. The pig was not received even after the slippage of 42%. So intermittently the receiver barrel was opened and checked whether the pig was received or not, but no. After the slippage of 32 hours, we have seen the back pressure of the receive terminal has increased. So thereafter we have followed the procedure of the pig retrieval. So we have seen it, the pig was in good condition. So with that we established in the first section, that is the last section, the first pigging which we have carried out after more than 2.5 years, that the thoroughness is still there. There is no possibility that a foam pig is going to stuck in the pipeline section. But the MD pig which we have received has damaged, which was not, whatever the polyurethane coating was there, which was in the bad shape. So what we decided is, we have revisited the philosophy, and instead of MD pig, we have gone with the high density foam pig. So the high density foam pig, that too we have gone to the top range. In the place of 80 kg per meter cube, we have selected 150 kg per meter cube. So in all the sections, that is in the reverse order, the balance 4 sections were successfully carried out. Now, the stuck-up pig which was between IPS 1, means intermediate pigging station 1 and 2, which needs to be removed. So where we were making some strategies. During the course of 4 sections, we noticed that the foam pig is we could able to receive, but it has to push the stuck-up pig. So what we did is, we have slightly customized the pig design, that the front and the rear end, through the running line, through the crude oil, it is going to get the pressure. And in the front end, which needs to, kick the stuck-up pig, and is supposed to push and continue, and it's supposed to be received. So we made the customized design by changing the front part and the rear end part of the pig by increasing the thickness of the PE coating. This is the image of the high density foam pig. The pig tracking was really a tough call for us. The pig tracking, we have made different teams, and each team at the identified locations of the crossings as well as SVs, they were spending time of around 5 to 8 hours with respect to the ETA. Since only we could able to sound the, we can hear the sound only for 4 to 5 seconds. So like this, during the summer as well as the winter, since it has took 4 months for this process to remove the stuck-up pig. So this is the pig tracking we used to do in the SV stations as well as in the railway crossing locations in the vent pipes. So the customized pig, the high density foam pig was launched in the section. We have chosen the launching time in such a way the pig passes through the pre-identified tracking locations, in particularly the railway crossing locations in the silent hours. And during that time, the train should not pass, so that the person whomsoever is tracking the pig could able to hear that 3 to 4 seconds of the sound. So such a way the timing was, launching timing was selected and it was launched. Our pipeline to meet 9 million metric ton capacity, the flow rate is of 1400 kl per hour. So the full flow rate was maintained by coordinating with the refinery and our pipeline team. So the pig at last was successfully traced in the midnight around 1:30 hours in the railway crossing location. And the only location we could able to track. The people, the team were there in road crossing locations, SV locations, everywhere, but they couldn't able to track at all. At last, the HT foam pig with the stuck-up pig, along with the transmitter, the third pig, as I was telling you during the commissioning, was with the transmitter, were received. These are the photos wherein the launch of foam pig is showing. This is the receipt. If you see the foam pig is not basically meant for removal of the sludge.
You are well ahead to the encroachment of the time for others.
Okay, sir. I am just
including our lunch.
2 slides are more.
For which everybody is, yeah, so you have only maximum 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, we all shall get up.
Yeah, okay, sir. So, if you see the third photo is the stuck-up pig received through using the foam pig. This is the closer view. And this is the damaged pig, the commissioning pig. It has broken into 2 parts. So, the pig transmitter which also we have received. This is the receipt of the foam pig we are showing. This is the condition. So, whatever 2 minutes, I will try to finish in 1 minute itself. The conclusion is,
thank you.
The crude delivery was never interrupted during the entire process. That is our, the people who are in the business can understand. In this process, we developed our own expertise in dealing such kind of critical situations. The confidence level of the team members is tremendous. The cost and risk towards hot tapping, including the bypass line, was avoided.
I don't want to say that publicly. I thought I will tell him one-to-one. There are other methods available to do the job which are much simpler.
Okay.
And if you are interested, we can talk on that.
So, but of course, the stuck-up is presently removed and the line is piggable.
Very nice. It can happen in future also.
That's correct. And that is why we have taken this forum for the awareness of the team, awareness of the pipeline industry team. So that in case of these kind of things, of course, maybe tendons have maybe having different ideas. But these things we have developed on our own departmentally. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And any questions, it can be discussed during the lunch hour.
During the lunch
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you very much.